And our new thing is we just play the Riverdale theme. So
You can really taste the maple.
You do know that Riverdale was founded in the maple syrup industry.
Here in Riverdale?
Dilton Doily plays with guns.
Big one, Betty.
Sardonic humor is just my way of relating to the world.
Everyone knows how much I loved my brother.
Exactly.
If we go in there with the entire Scooby Gang, forget it. We're compromised.
War is hell, Jack.
No, Archie. Hell is other people.
Out of the four of us, only you and Archie haven't kissed.
Fascinating.
I'm gonna go get a buddy. Do you want anything?
Glass of milk would be great.
Alice?
Is it true what they say about men with just the movies on prison FP?
The Coopers are one of the most respected families in Riverdale.
Take your male gaze and your male privilege and get out of the women's locker room.
Happy birthday, dear Chuckhead.
Last night was...
A PG-13 grope session?
Color me shocked. Archie Andrews, is that why you became a mediocre musician overnight?
I'm not interested in being anybody's rebound. Besides, I'm more into girls anyways. And all this time I thought you were a lover, not a fighter.
Both. I've got layers.
And it'll be a cold day in hell before a snake lets a pig tell him what to do.
Whew. Welcome back, farmies.
free pizza.
All right, Christmas is over. We've opened.
We love when he predicts when these are out.
We have
he
opened
assumes.
all of our Hot Topic exclusive Riverdale merchandise we got under the tree.
That's probably true.
Is everybody? Did they fit? You tried it all on? It all
How
fits.
do I look?
The red leather jackets
And
looking
nothing
snug.
else. It's tied around my waist.
Hey, we are back. We got one episode of Riverdale that wrapped up the first half of the season, and we're going to talk about it tonight. My name is Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth.
I feel like we just did this. Like, normally...
We do this a lot.
Well, I know, but
this is literally what we do.
I feel like we just talked a whole bunch of Riverdale. Maybe that's because
you were just listening to us talk about it.
I think that's what it was, yeah.
So yeah, we had a bunch of action in the last couple episodes, and this one kind of wrapped up a couple of storylines before we had a long holiday break. So Riverdale won't be back till mid-January, but we've got one more hour of it to cover here.
So, what was the name of this one?
Outbreak.
Oh, Outbreak.
Chapter 43.
43. Oh my gosh.
We've done this 43 times.
Well,
we weren't on the ball right at the beginning.
yeah.
So probably only about 38 times.
So after much lamenting from myself last time about our lack of Cheryl, we start right off on a day like any other. The Vixens come strutting into the school hallway.
Tearing it up.
Students went to class. The Vixens prepared for the annual pep rally.
Annual? You only get one.
How do you only have one a year?
Cheerleaders work
Actually,
awful
it says
hard to have
prep
one
rally is what it says. So I don't know what the hell. Anyway, couples had their stolen moments in quiet classrooms, and who's the couple we see stealing a moment?
Kev.
Little RROTC. Kev and Moose.
Mm-hmm.
Kev pulls Moose into the classroom, and they're going to take another hit. They have some Fizzle Rocks.
That stuff's everywhere.
It's bad news. It's gotten into the RROTC.
Now, like, some people taking Fizzle Rocks hallucinate gargoyles. Like, they just take that during math class.
Apparently.
Less talking, more kissing. That's what they said. But in Riverdale, there's no such thing as normal, as Cheryl Blossom was about to discover.
No truer words have ever been said.
Insert Cheryl screaming. Because we've got a whole bunch of Vixens laying on the floor now, convulsing. The group is stricken.
Infected with poison.
Infected with poison. We get the Ethel voiceover, the Barbethylene voiceover. Because back at and of course Veronica's down too. She's down there, cradled in Kev's arms.
Miha.
Miha. So we're back at the Sisters of Quiet Mercy, and Ethel is game mastering now. Apparently, she just thinks she can do that.
Now, you're all alone. You hear the heavy, scraping footsteps of some horrific monstrosity.
Girls, time for your candy.
Well, that not enough attention was paid to that hypocrisy. And she's sitting around with the other girls. Now you're all alone. And Betty's sitting there playing too. You hear the heavy scraping footsteps of some horrific monstrosity. And Nun comes up. Girls, time for your candy. Like, I must not have been paying attention before. I thought they were like pretending it was medicine or something. What?
No. They're pretending it's candy. They were saying, "You was in such a good job today. You get a treat.
We'll put it in these little Dixie cups, just like medicine."
In a medicine cup. Yeah.
Weird. And we see that Betty's been faking it, and she went in and horked up her candy.
Cold turkey on the Fizzle Rocks.
Oh yeah. And then she starts fixing her hair to make herself look frazzled. Then
Fizzled.
Fizzled. Then we catch up with Cal and Biff out on the road. They get dropped off in the truck. Give it a bang.
Paladin.
They're at their destination.
That song has been stuck in my head for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks now.
Everyone's else singing Christmas carols, and I'm just Paladin, Paladin.
So we're at the gate.
And that's the only line I remember.
Right. Yeah. That's it. That's all you need.
At the gate, the Jones Yard. That's what it says. In weird serial killer letters on the front of it. Keep out. Stop. Go away.
Immediately we meet Sweet Pea's half brother or something.
Yeah, this guy's weird looking.
He looks like, I thought it was Sweet Pea.
He's asking if they're looking to pick up some merch. We're looking for Gladys Jones. So we're like, oh, we're finally going to get to meet Jug's mom. And he has to prove. You see how he proved that he was who he said he was? Pull his sleeve up.
Yeah.
He's got the tattoo.
Showed his sick tat. Well, Archie could have shown his sick tat, and he's not related. He's like, I'm family. So
The Serpents, they're multinational. They got Serpents in Canada. We got Toledo, Riverdale. They're everywhere.
These are Toledo Serpents. That's what it said on their jackets.
And who's sitting there?
And a different design.
It was.
Topic might have very soon.
They need to
might get specific to the Toledo.
Yeah, trade this in. Here, take it. Oh no, no, we're in. And who's sitting on the ground working on a hot rod?
Jughead?
Jelly bean?
Thought I smelled something rotten. You heard him? Open the damn gate.
Jelly bean. Finally.
JB.
She says, I thought I smelled something rotten. What a great first line. She's like, open the gate. Weird Sweet Pea.
Yeah. Not Sweet Pea.
Then we get a shot of Carly's room.
Yes.
Red jacket.
Yep. Jacket's hanging up there.
Mon Petit Amour is on official bed rest.
I've brewed you a pot of vintage narcissus tea, and our family physician, Dr. Caligari, is on call should you feel another spell coming along.
Cheryl has brewed Tony Topaz a pot of vintage narcissus tea.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she was in the Vixens that.
Right. You know, she's being taken care of. So she's got family physician Dr. Caligari on call. And if she feels another spell coming along, you know, she's ready just in case. But Tony's like, but what if I'm contagious?
I'm feeling much better, Cheryl. But what if what happened to me is contagious?
Oh, TT.
Ship's fever couldn't keep me away.
Ship's fever couldn't keep me away.
My four-poster bed is your
These lines.
You can stay here for as long as you like.
My four-poster bed is your four-poster bed.
That was... yeah.
Solid gold, people.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't tell you how many times I've used that line.
Permanently, she says.
You mean like...
That's a little forward.
It's getting heavy.
With you?
You mean like move in? What?
As high schoolers are wont to do.
Oh, there's a lot of times
cohabitating high schoolers.
Yeah, there's a lot of times in this episode where I was like, "You're a junior in high school."
Well, that's not. But she's living in the shantytown.
True. If your options are shantytown or four-poster bed,
right. Come on,
definitely stay with Cheryl.
Cuckoo bananas for you, Humphrey. Won't you move in?
As long as I'm the big spoon.
She's cuckoo bananas for her, obvi. She says. There's one stipulation, though. The only way she'll move in. Do you remember what it was?
I don't.
It's only one way I'm moving in here, Cheryl. I get to be the big spoon.
That's right. How could I forget? The big spoon.
So, I can't wait to send that screenshot. That's basically my favorite thing about this whole is all the screenshots I save. Meanwhile, Cami Mendez is waking up out of her stupor, and she's overhearing the Lodge parents arguing.
She's back at Pembroke.
Right, back at Lodge,
where she had been staying at the Speakeasy.
Right, and Hiram's just explaining to the mayor how this was a miscalculation, but out of strife comes opportunity. And
again, crime boss openly discussing his many crimes.
He's monologuing.
Yeah.
Very loud.
Monologuing.
Right, yes.
The best villains do it.
He's explaining, to Veronica, you were stressed. We had to bring you here. You get dropped by Archie. You're running 2 businesses.
In game.
Yeah. We've decided to send you to New York.
El fin de juego.
Well, that was not
Está the end of the game.
So, she's not leaving town. Monetta's body turned up gangland style without his hands or his head.
Yep.
Did we know that before?
Yeah, we knew that.
So without the bodyguard guy, like who are the heavy hitters in Riverdale that could accomplish that? That's pretty brutal.
I don't know. That's crazy. So how do you even know it's him? No head, no hands.
He had his uniform on.
They didn't take his badge off. They cut his head off.
I'd recognize those abs anyway.
Oh, there you go. Oh, guys. I hope you caught that. So back at Pop's, Veronica is back in her Pop's uniform with some really sweet stacks of pancakes in front of her. She's got 2 perfect little stacks of this is what we talk about on the podcast.
Yeah.
Just, really dumb stuff like that. Just beautiful stacks of pancakes, each with a dollop of butter and some blueberries sitting on top.
That's how far Pops goes.
He gets down back there. I mean, he knows how to whip up some breakfast.
I'd eat it.
Oh man, it was be gone already. But she's too busy talking about how she almost got banished to New York. She's talking to Reg.
Yeah. Yeah, they got quite the little dynamic going on now.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Any Instagram updates? What's happening?
No, I haven't seen anything major here lately. So
no trips to Disneyland.
No, that was Madeline. That wasn't Cammie. So
try to keep up. That was Madeline TT.
That's our new drop for.
Right.
We need to like an Access Hollywood type show for Cliff to be like, this week seen canoodling at Disneyland. Cami Mendez.
That would be good.
So in bursts the RROTC.
Oh, they're hooping and hollering.
Oh man. Has everyone lost their minds?
Yeah.
Veronica instantly quits being a waitress.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want to deal with it.
She's not. She's just sitting in a booth. Like, she's not waiting tables. She's in her uniform sitting in a booth. People are there. I expect to see in the background some guy holding up his empty glass like, hello.
I've never seen her bissle the floor either.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say. Thought it was a Pizza Hut there for a minute.
Reg is like, obviously, Jingle Jangle must be a thing again because these guys are all hopped up on something. But no, that's so last year.
Wasn't he not a drug dealer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't he always open up his coat?
He had the jingle
And it was
jangle.
like-
And now he seems like, oh no, they're doing jingle jangle.
well, he explains, it's like, oh yeah, there's fizzle rocks. Your dad's the one distributing it. Dealt by the ghoulies? No, there's a new gang. There's a new gang in town. What are they called?
The gargoyles.
Right. The gargoyles. And everyone's playing G&G.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got to wonder what her father's skin in the game is. You're pretty quiet over there eating your chocolate.
I have to bring this up. You just reminded me. It was a late night at work the other night, and it wasn't much going on. And I was kind of looking through our old episodes on my phone, and I was like, what were we doing a year ago?
All of our episodes that are still available at udownkpp.com. People can go back in the archives.
As long as that website's still up.
Nobody's going to do that.
But I was looking back, and I was like, what were we doing a year ago? And so it was like, I don't remember, episode 84 or something like that. I pulled up, and I'm kind of cycling through it, and I stopped for a moment, and all I can hear is Michael eating. It was the cold fish and push-ums and that whole mess.
Yeah, when his mouth got all numbed up from eating push-ums.
Yeah,
and he couldn't talk.
Well, this is all this leftover Christmas candy because Christmas was so long ago.
So long.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We got to eat these leftovers.
Yeah, this is definitely not. I'm definitely not eating this before Christmas.
You got to eat that before the Valentine's Day. Okay.
So, this is a big thing. She needs Reggie to do something. Do you know what she needs him to do? I love this. I don't think this word gets used enough. She wanted him to do some sussing. And he just says, on it.
That should be that. You should be able to use that screenshot anytime. But I like this. We finally turned back around because last season Veronica was in and out of, is she involved with the criminal stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Is she with her parents or not? And it was just kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So this was a show definitely saying she messed up last year and she's trying to make amends and she's actively working against the lodges at this point. So good for the show for making up his mind where it wants to be.
She's going to be a fly in the ointment.
A monkey in the wrench.
Well, meanwhile,
Die Hard, a Christmas movie. But since Christmas was so long ago, I shouldn't quote Die Hard.
Right. That's weird.
Jughead?
Hey, Mom.
Oh, Jug. Oh. You feel like a bag of tire irons. Are you eating?
Oh, you're not a vegetarian now, are you?
You wound me, Mother.
Jughead's mom is patting him down. Feels like a bag of tire irons. That's the weirdest thing to say to anybody. You feel like a bag of tire irons. Are you eating? You're not a vegetarian now, are you?
Did we say he was playing his mom?
Oh, yeah. Gina Gershon.
Gina Gershon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't remember if we said that or not.
We did not.
Obviously, where Jughead got his soft, pouty lips.
Right.
Now we know they're from the mom's side of the family.
You wound me, Mother.
I recognize that rooster top. Archie Andrews? Oh, gosh, you sure grew up.
Oh, and who's this? I recognize that rooster top. I know his abs anywhere.
That strong jawline.
Man, gosh, you sure grew up. She looks down at his abs. I was just like, they have to be doing all this on purpose.
Oh, so you two finally got together, huh? I always knew there was something going on between you.
No, we're not together. We're just on the road together. Yeah, like a romance.
Sure. I know you didn't come to Toledo for the weather. What's going on? Why didn't you call me? Tell me you were coming.
She said, I always knew there was something going on between you two. I was like, I knew that's where they were going to when she started. I was like, she's going to say something about them. They're just looking at her like she's nuts.
Yeah, there have to be Archie and Jug shippers out there who appreciate
that.
Yeah.
I like how you're all up on the... Now, what's... In the last year, just think, he probably in that episode you listened to, he was like, what's a ship?
Yeah.
Or
now
like
look at him.
stupid shippers.
Yeah, now he's doing ships left and right like a pro.
Actually, I watched the show. I understand shipping now.
Right.
Not because of this, for a whole different show. Maybe I'll talk about that some other episode. But for the first time in my life, I felt the urge to ship someone.
Ooh.
From a show. But
wow.
So stay tuned and I'll talk about it.
So, Archie, well, it's like a bromance, you know. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Well, I hope you didn't come to Toledo for the weather. Well, last time Jug called, she told him he couldn't come, and she got her GED. I don't know what that matters, but and she started this place up. She's a legit businesswoman now.
So what did we know about her before this? We just knew that she had split town with Jellybean, and FP was kind of estranged.
Yeah, if you remember at that time, FP was he was a drunk. He was this was, you know, he'd hidden Jason Blossom's body in the freezer.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. He was in and out of jail. Not a good guy to be around. So we find out that Gina she's running basically a chop shop. She says it's on the up and up, but we see
Well, guess who comes
stealing
up?
Radios and
Who comes up and interrupts them right then?
My main man, Lugnut.
That's right, Lugnut. That is your sweet pea guy. He comes up. His name is Lugnut. I mean, that is almost...
Move over, baby teeth.
Exactly.
Lugnut's here.
Except you can't remember the other guy's name. He was showing her something that someone else had brought in. And do you remember that name?
No.
It's pretty good, now that I see it.
No, because I was probably still laughing about Lugnut, and I didn't hear the second
No,
one.
this one was actually said before Lugnut. It says, Lugnut says this. Tailpipe just came in with these.
wow.
Lugnut and Tailpipe. But, Cliff, I know you're occasionally finding some clips in here. You got to put in...
Occasionally.
You got to put in how excited Lugnut gets right here.
Hold up. Get the crew together, huh? Tell him my son's come home. And his best pal, too. Tonight, we are going to feast.
Whoa, yeah.
This, I didn't take many notes from this episode. But one...
You noticed this also?
One I prominently took was Lugnut is pumped to feast.
Yes.
I'm glad that somebody else got that.
Gina Gershon says we're gonna feast, and his face lights up.
He's like, "Whoa, yeah!"
That's what made me fall in love with him. Just the simple act of feasting, and Lugnut is thrilled.
I was like, "Wow, that was really over the top."
I'm gonna get one scene of the show. And I'm gonna make the most of it.
I love that. I like really good for it like that.
That's the commitment I like for my bit plays on Riverdale.
So Alice goes to the Sisters of Quiet Mercy to visit Betty and tell her that she looks terrible. And she's like, "Is that why you came here? Just tell me how I look." She's like, "Besides, I thought you were staying at the farm." Well, Alice says, "I am, but I reached out. The school board reached out, and they're having an emergency meeting." And she's like, "I want to be there." Apparently, there was a mass seizure at school. Whatever caused your seizure spread to the Vixens, including Veronica. She wanted to know. Well, she's one of the fallen. Yes.
Drama.
Poor V.
Okay, well, the only one it didn't affect was Cheryl. I have a theory why.
Oh, let's hear it. She was at Disneyland.
We got to keep going. Got to keep moving on.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so this is a great part. So Betty's out in the common room bragging to the other idiots that the Gargoyle King is like Soup's into her.
Yeah, I love this. Ethel was, she was fuming.
She's so easy. She played Ethel like a fiddle.
Oh man, more like a cello. He tells me secrets and gives me personal quests, and I assume this is like how the ladies talk about me. I know people are scared of him because he's all powerful, but he's honestly super funny. Who's super funny? Which this was like, look at this in the background. That scares me.
She's like barreling.
Yeah. When you see you don't see blurry things in your life. When you see a blurry Barbethylene coming from behind, that is scary.
Barbethylene.
Yes. Who's super funny? Well, the Gargoyle King and I are really close.
And that feels like such a teen girl thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
To manipulate and try to create jealousy. And...
a very funny Betty. He's amazing. Yesterday he said I was his new favorite. Gasp. The girls around her. That's not possible, says her. You're not worthy enough for him. I will say, as we go on here and we find out about the Gargoyle King, I'm glad that they kind of explained that. I'm glad that we finally find something out before the winter solstice here. But she's like, you're making all this up and making fun of me, right? Well, let's go talk to the Gargoyle King. So you've got the keys. She knew she had the keys to the chamber. So they go to the chamber. She opens the door, and Betty shoves Ethel in there and locks the door.
Detox.
Right, yeah, exactly. Putting her in the box, you got to get this sweated out, So she's got to fast track her plans, get Barbethylene to sweat it out. So you're my best shot at converting someone. Which I was a little sad because I kind of saw this that we were going to lose Crazy Barb.
I like that dynamic of those two at odds.
She's such an imposing figure. It's just like they were like arch enemies.
And
basically. Again,
it's nice to have a villain who wasn't Pyro.
Right, yeah.
Having kids have to deal with someone on their own
of him
level.
being the extreme bad guy. Obviously. Like at one point in this episode, it gets super obvious that he is the bad guy. And like everyone should just be like, how are we not talking about this? And it's getting annoying. But so anyway, she explains it's a hallucination. Tells her about the candy is making them hallucinate, and it's a drug. It's making you see things, and I'll be back, and you'll feel all better. It's just a statue. There's a statue in the room of a gargoyle.
It's not even a very big statue.
It's not really that big, but it's still weird that you have it in there at all. Like it's a statue of a gargoyle. Like how did it get there?
Catholic churches have gargoyles on them.
True.
Not inside.
True. No, true. They do. Don't listen to him. It's all gargoyles in there. Every end of every pew is a gargoyle.
We keep the wafers. Here's the room we keep the gargoyles.
Yeah.
Here's all the collars.
It's a lot of gargoyles.
Super weird.
I'm totally going
to the hunchback's in here somewhere.
Right. Anyway, so she comes back and she's all better and she's kind of embarrassed, But the drugs make you susceptible.
I like Ethel as a character. She's a neat person who's not one of the main cast. And it's fine having her back on their side. But again, losing her as a villain, I think, is a bummer.
She worked way better playing off.
Right. We'll
Betty.
see. She'll fade in the background after this. Now that she's got no use. So, but they both do point out that, as much as this was the drugs, there was, she did see the Gargoyle King supposedly when she was in the hospital. And Betty, and they've seen this in the woods and things, so there's somebody dressing up or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this game is literally killing people, Betty says. So think about Dilton and Ben,
Oh, Ben.
Freaking Ben.
Ben from the Bijou.
And we didn't.
Bijou Ben. That's what you're saying.
We talked a little bit about Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe we mentioned he had a cameo on Sabrina.
Who did? Ben did.
Was the pizza guy on Sabrina.
Mm-hmm. After he had jumped out of the window.
So in Riverdale, he's dead.
Right.
And then in Sabrina, he's delivering pizzas, and we don't learn his fate.
So what are we going to do when Archie gets to Greendale and orders pizza?
I don't know. A zombie Ben, apparently, is delivering pizzas. So Ben's fate is unknown in Greendale.
So, as much as I like Sus, I also like Fess. So she now needs Sister Woodhouse to fess up while Reggie's out sussing things up. So they're closing the student lounge all of a sudden for what's the deal?
Villainy.
Yep.
I didn't have a student lounge growing up.
Yeah, not like this. We didn't have one either. There was a teacher's lounge, of course, right? Yeah.
Everybody on TV, Saved by the Bell and all these shows, the kids just hung out in the class or the hallways,
right,
for half an hour. It's like, hey, I always had to go to class.
Yeah, that
TV high school lied to me.
That's
you didn't have 20 minutes between classes to do an episode.
The Mid Ohio Valley was lacking in that department until just recently.
Think of all the hijinks and shenanigans.
There's a student lounge?
Jordan's high school, my wife put a student lounge in.
They ripped out the library.
In the library.
We didn't need a library anymore. We got computers.
Last year.
Here's a couch.
It's got
coffee
couches, TVs.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Who is mayor of this town? Who's in charge of this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my wife built a student lounge into Jordan's high school.
That is a job for Coach Mayer to fix.
His kids go in there.
Yeah.
His kids will be able to enjoy that lounge.
Illiterate.
And not read a book.
Right.
Throughout high school.
This is a real problem. So first they canceled sports and extracurriculars, and now they're shutting down the lounge. What's going on?
But we don't have a Southside High School anymore. We've already consolidated.
Oh yeah, this is this whole plan.
They want to close the high. Where will these kids go?
Right. That's exactly what I thought. It's like, what is your plan, Hiram? Because you still have to have a place for the kids to go.
No, you don't. They're going to be
whacked out on Fizzle Rock.
Put them all in juvie and make them fight each other.
Yeah,
right.
That's true. They can't all fit through the drain.
Yeah, that's true. Ethel ain't fitting through that drain.
I like when we catch him mid-cough. Well, Veronica says, well, Miss Student Body President, you wanted all this power.
Talking to Cheryl.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, I hope you got some insider information. Well, she has great... Of course, Cheryl, the best, says, though my powers as Dauphine of Riverdale High aren't absolute yet. I didn't look up Dauphine. What is that?
You got me.
Oh, man. Let's look it up right now, real time, guys. Dauphine.
Sounds French.
Dauphine is the female form of the particular feudal title of Dauphine, also anglicized as Dolphin.
What?
Big stretch. This is a great definition. Means girl, basically. She's
Can
girl.
I get it in a sentence?
Yeah, yes. Though my powers as Dauphine of Riverdale High aren't absolute.
I'm Riverdale High's dolphin mascot.
Yeah,
I totally understand.
Sure.
HDIC.
Yeah. So she gets CC'd on all the school board emails, which is strange.
That sounds legit.
Right. And they're having a meeting tonight.
Oh.
To discuss shutting down the school.
Yes.
What?
Well,
and the meeting consists of like 4 people. It's a pretty big topic.
Yeah. If you can shut down all the high schools, build more prisons, and manufacture your drugs in the basement of the prisons,
and feed them to the girls at the
Yeah, the Quiet Mercy Girls.
At the Catholic prison.
Step 3, profit.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, somehow that works out to money. Your parents are leading the charge, by the way. Well, that's exactly what my dad did at Southside. Wait a minute.
See?
Meanwhile, in comes Cyborg.
Oh, man. We got the blue suits.
Yeah, sorry, inside joke. We got Weatherby coming in with the hazmat guys. Because now Riverdale High is a hot zone.
I thought it was Westworld all of a sudden. And
they did look, yeah, if they had been white.
Yeah.
And now...
it's what... That was really racist.
But Weatherby doesn't question who these guys are.
No, he just points at Veronica.
He's just like, get him.
He says, that's one of the infected.
Yeah, Weatherby's not a great administrator.
No, Cheryl's like, run, Veronica. Yeah, it's great. So she just runs back to Speakeasy and chills out.
Nobody will find her there.
No.
They need a password
I just want
to
to
get
be
in.
clear, everyone that's listening to this. We still got credits coming up on the screen from the beginning of the episode. We're barely into it, I guess. I don't know. We got drugs, gargoyles, mystery men in hazmat suits, secret school board meetings. Reggie doesn't know what's going on, but he's got some sus for her. He sussed some stuff up. And according to his sus sources, the Fizzle Rock distributors, aka the Gargoyles, she's like, yeah, I've seen Narcos.
No, she didn't say I've seen Narcos. She says I've seen Narcos.
Oh, she really does.
She
really does go full Gugino.
She hit that pronunciation hard.
She rolled her C.
I've seen enough Narcos.
You're right. So, hook them in with a first taste. It's all free, and then you're hooked. Customer for life.
The Gargoyles are doing Fizzle Rocks. The Ghoulies did Jingle Jingle.
Yes.
What did the Serpents do? What was their income?
They just did dime bags of weed. If you remember, FP said that one time.
Oh,
yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
That's all they're dealing.
Here's the kicker. Fizzle Rocks are coming from the south side. Right out of the prison that her dad's building.
Now, that's played like a revelation.
Yeah, but they busted
it's
his lab.
It's a revelation to Veronica. No, but she took pictures of the lab.
Yeah, she's like, I busted his lab with the white worm.
She sussed that out 18 episodes
right.
ago.
There's like literally, why do you even need him
Reggie
sussing?
is sussing 2 steps behind us all.
He's bringing weak sus. So then we get the meeting, the school board meeting, I guess, where we have...
How many people are in that room?
4 people. And I don't even know who one of them is. There's 2 of them I don't know. It's Alice, Penelope. No, there must be 5 because there's one on the other side of this picture.
This town wants to close like half a block of a street, and I'm sure 10,000 people would show up to the meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to close the only school in Riverdale, and there's like 5 people.
Okay, I take it back. There are 7 people in the room. We have Alice, Penelope, Weatherby, the mayor, and 3 others.
Unknowns.
Is Lug not there?
No,
Tailpipe.
Tailpipe is in the closet. So
I heard you guys were feasting.
Yeah. So Penelope's like, what we should be doing is tracking down patient 0 and running every test in Western medicine on them. 5 more kids experienced seizures just this afternoon. And then the Ram gives Weatherby a look and says, "Isn't that right, Waldo?" Which I thought was a little aggressive. Which is why tonight, as mayor, Hermione jumps up. She's signing executive order.
Yep.
At the school board meeting to shut down Riverdale High. I'm like, I am over you, lady. What the hell? She's executive order.
Yep.
Well, guess what?
I was gonna call it a Pelosi shutdown, but I'm calling it a lodge shutdown.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lodge shutdown. I don't care what you say. I won't blame you later. I'm taking credit for it. This is a lodge shutdown. So, in comes strolling. We need a name for this couple. Of Veronica and Cheryl. Yeah, get on it. Because they've got a thing going on here. They're running the show now.
Yeah, because Cheryl and Betty had a good cousins hanging out.
Yeah.
We don't get Cheryl and
now
Veronica.
We got Veronica and Cheryl. This whole episode, they've been working together. So,
Ronnie Bombshell. Ron Shell.
Ron Shell.
Ron Shell. Oh, man. Back to the drawing board.
CDC. So let's recap real quick.
Okay.
Here's what we know.
Okay.
Lodge.
Lodge. Here's what we know.
Good night, everybody.
Hiram is producing fizzle rocks at the prison.
Right.
Okay.
Feeding them to the students at Sisters of Quiet Mercy.
Right. At the Quiet Mercy.
For whatever reason.
We also know we've seen Clifford Blossom in his
syrup van.
In his syrup van. Also delivering at the Sisters of Quiet Mercy.
Yeah.
Clifford, the syrup man, driving around his syrup van.
Now.
What time did you get up this morning?
I think I fell asleep about 4 a.m.
Oh my god. So we are assuming
cooking with expired vegetable oil.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We're all aware of that.
I was breathing those fumes all night.
What made you get the vegetable oil out?
I make like pepperoni rolls
every
10 years.
That's my Christmas thing. Everybody cooks a bunch of fancy stuff.
Who has been eating pepperoni rolls for the last 10 years with your rancid...
My whole infected family.
Your rancid vegetable oil spray. Oh my gosh.
If they all seize out, then my theory ain't going to work.
Oh no. CDC will get them in here.
So he's delivering maple syrup in his van.
Right. We're going to solve this right now.
We've assumed that the fizzle rocks are causing the seizures.
Okay, yeah.
I can't follow who's having seizures when, where.
We're telling you. We're going to explain it to you.
Okay. Cheryl was the only vixen that did not have the seizure.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Later in this episode, she makes a comment when we haven't gotten there yet, but when she's Sticky Maple torturing her mother, how much she hates the maple syrup. She's not eating the maple syrup.
Oh. You know what else I noticed?
What?
Pancakes at Pops.
No.
Everybody's eating the syrup.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what? I think
we just did this.
I think you're really onto something. So you're saying people that don't eat, it's in the syrup.
They're spiking the syrup.
You know what? You're totally right, because if the Blossoms don't eat syrup, that explains why the look that in this scene that we're on in the school board meeting. Let's just get back into it, and I'll show you.
Okay.
So did you guys come up with a name yet for this dude?
Blodge.
So Blodge comes just strolling in there. Below words. The CDC hasn't set foot in Riverdale High. Fact.
Right.
That was just for a meme. That shot
that was
just
awesome.
to make a meme.
That wasn't the CDC in those blue outfits.
Nope.
I thought they looked a little sketch. And now Veronica's parents are bullying everyone into closing the school. Sounds exactly like what they did at Southside High. Yes, we all know that.
Mm-hmm.
Which you're now using as a drug factory.
Mm-hmm.
So it was being developed into a prison. That's just for cover, Mrs. Cooper. Trump up a way.
Who's saying this?
This is Veronica. Trump up a way to get another huge parcel of land on the cheap. Then expand your ever-growing drug empire, which now consists almost exclusively of fizzle rocks. They wouldn't send anyone to investigate such a low priority crisis. Well, Hiram's like, the CDC isn't interested. They say it's all psychological. We're not coming to town. So we took some initiative. I like how he just
He's like,
this is the part.
Totally normal
this is
thing
the
to
part
do.
I was talking about. It's like the school board would not be like, you're totally exposed. He's been lying and saying that the CDC came. Basically, isn't that right, Waldo? And then, but now when confronted with the truth, he's like, yeah, of course, we had our own private firm come in.
I would never believe that someone in charge could just tell an awful blatant lie
And just say,
everyone
this
would
is
just,
right.
Everyone would just go with it.
Don't pay no attention to the lie. I was just telling.
That wouldn't happen in real life.
So, if you'd like the names of those guards that we hired, just ask.
So wait, how are you tacking on the Cliff's amazing theory?
I'm getting there.
Okay,
Will you
all
just
right.
settle down?
We're trying to suss.
We've got a guy for that. So they want to get every teenager hooked. Oh, Hiram's like, and supposedly I'm the Gargoyle King, huh? Right? Oh, poor deluded girl, says Penelope, who probably doesn't eat syrup.
Right.
I hear tell those seizures cause hallucinations. And isn't this child one of the afflicted? She's one of the fallen. We've already heard that. Yeah. And on that note, where the cheerleader, says Cheryl, she speaks for the disappeared victims.
So dramatic.
What of them? She said, which is great. That's a great line. What of them? Those girls went to Riverdale General. And being dissected like fetal pigs, no doubt. That's what you do. It's on. You mess with my squad. You mess with me. It doesn't get any more real than that. And this is the moment I was talking about. Penelope looks down, and then she looks at Lodge and gives a look. And then has a seizure. A fake-ass seizure.
That's right.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
It was the look that caught me. I was like, wait a minute. She's faking that. And sure enough, we know why. Because she doesn't eat syrup, probably.
Right.
All you gotta do is listen to our intro. This town was built on maple syrup.
That's right.
Cliff, I think you are 100% correct.
I think you're right.
We've done it.
What is it, you viper? says her daughter. And she has her seizure. Falls on the floor. Fake ass.
Let's not forget Cheryl burned the woman's house down.
Right.
She cut off her oxygen after she burned her up in the house.
Right. What's your point?
I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up.
I don't know. So then we go back to what was it called? The Jones Yard. And they've got Christmas lights up around, which proves that Riverdale is a Christmas movie. So
I've got a theory on that coming up.
On the what?
That Riverdale's a Christmas movie.
Oh,
well, I like it. Okay, so I don't even know what she was talking about here. She says that good-looking short stack was always trouble. What are they talking about?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Lug nut?
Oh no, the Ram. That's Gladys. Gladys knows what's up with the Ram. That short stack was always trouble.
Short stack. What do you put on short stack?
Maple
It's
syrup.
all coming together.
I was like, oh no, that doesn't even mean anything. But I'm listening. So Archie was the one who. This is. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to go through this with a fine tooth comb, but sorry. But I really take offense to Jughead standing up here and giving Archie all this credit for standing up to Hiram. Archie was his number one guy for like a whole season.
He cut himself.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Don't act like he saved everybody. Oh, that makes Archie so happy. Like, of course I am the hero. He's like, not to mention, I also dated his daughter, which Jellybean notices right away that he said dated.
Yep.
As in, no longer dating?
Jelly Bean recognizes the abs.
Yeah, so Jughead's like, relax, Jelly Bean. It's JB now, Kid Kerouac. JB. It's too risky. It's too risky for them to try to make a move. Pig's ready, says Lugnut.
Have we hit the first commercial break yet?
No.
Okay.
You know what? The pig's ready. If I had any advice, what would I tell you? What if I were Gladys? What would I tell you? What advice would I give you right now? The cheek's the best part. That's what she says.
Don't put syrup on it?
She says, cheek's the best part, Red. Go get you some pig. So he jumps up and goes and gets some. I assume he ate the cheek. So she's asking about the game, G&G, and Jughead's like, I'm just trying to get into it, trying to get underneath it, trying to crack it. Who gave you the nasty scar on your arm? Oh, well.
Well, we're just going to mention Penny Peabody.
That was a
right
gift
here.
from a former serpent under Hiram's employ, Penny Peabody. That winch, she always had a beef about her and Skeet. And then she cuts up my son. I never wanted to do that damn gang. So, and now
Says
you're
the
the
woman wearing the serpent jacket.
And you're the Serpent King. He's like, well, here you are, chopping cars, lifting parts. I'm feeding and taking care of all these kids, Lord of the Flies style. And meanwhile, Archie, he ate him some cheek. Now he's off for a walk. Who jumps out, puts a screwdriver to his neck?
Whoa.
Penny Peabody.
We just talked about her.
What are the odds? There's a bounty on your hip, she says. Jeez. What does that mean?
His brand, maybe?
He's been branded.
His sacrifice brand on him. Man. There's a bounty on your hip.
She's going to carve it off of him.
And you left more breadcrumbs coming here than a chubby kid in a fairy tale. That was funny. If he just sits still, she'll take it easy on him and give him the luxury of an open casket. Oh, who steps in?
Again, a very prominent, successful lawyer.
But
not afraid to shiv someone with a screwdriver.
Right. Who steps in?
Jelly Bean.
Yes. She's going to put...
She got that slingshot.
Yeah. Drop the butter knife, bitch.
I couldn't tell you how many times I said that today.
Selling mattresses. Don't you cut that tag off. Drop the butter knife, bitch. Then she shoots her with the freaking slingshot. Nails her. Archie's like, well, yeah. Guess I'm dating you now. Oh, so they caught her and she's not surprised. Gladys isn't, that you're ratting him out. He must have something real good on you, Penny Slot. That was good, Penny Slot. She's a cheap slot machine. Or get your mind out of the gutter. I'm no snitch, though, she says. I'm not telling. Speaking of my jug, which is a nice screenshot, she said, you carved him up like a Sunday roast. Which they make a big deal about this. Like, she is the scum of the earth for cutting up Jug. Did not Jughead himself cut her?
An eye for an eye, a tat for a tat.
She's his
Leaves
mama.
The whole world tattoo-less.
So she whips out her Rambo knife, and they're gonna have a little girl talk. Well, ask her about G&G and how Hiram fits into it all, and then we're back at Lodge. So for the rest of this episode, there's a lot of implying that something terrible happened to Penny.
Yeah, we didn't get closure. We don't know for sure.
Like multiple times.
We get Gina back and she's got blood and stuff.
Right,
all over
and
her
she's
face.
like making a lot of sideways comments, like she ain't gonna be a problem anymore. It's like, okay, we get it. Real subtle.
Penny's got her own show on the CW now.
Oh, she does.
Well, that's what usually happens.
Oh, I don't think so. So back at Lodge, the short stack.
You guys remember Sticky Maple Chuck?
That's true.
He's hanging out of Black Lightning.
Yeah. Fucking Ben's delivered pizzas.
Yeah. He's on Netflix.
That's a step up.
So Short Stack Lodge is bragging about his daughter, saying how audacious she was. You did a great job at that meeting, even if it wasn't what I wanted. But I got something planned, and it's practically biblical. He says, "What every king wants, a kingdom." And this makes no sense.
Wasn't that one of the 7 plagues of Egypt? Like tainted syrup?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Right. Yeah. He wants her to help him oversee the new order. But I don't... whatever. You might be the king. She points out an obvious thing. You might be the king of Riverdale, but there is a world outside of Riverdale. What are you gonna? You can't just get away with this forever. There's no. Your wife's the mayor here. I get it. There's no sheriff. But there's a whole wide world out there. He's like, yeah, I am not too concerned about that. He's like, what was he talking about? It's been a while since I've seen you in pearls.
Yeah, that line didn't make any sense to me either.
I remember something about pearls, but I don't remember what it was. There was something involving her, and she put some pearls on, or he gave her some, and it was like when she was starting to work for him or something. Well, what good are
last time I remember when she was rescuing Cheryl out of the sisters' conversion camp.
Okay. So, yeah, like I said, Jughead comes back and asks about Penny, and she's like, "Oh, I'm too busy thinking. I don't want to talk about it.
I just cut her up and murdered her. I don't want to talk about that."
Let me think. Was she here on a quest from her master? Was Hiram the master? Is he the man in black? Is he the Gargoyle King?
He's the Ram.
She's like, "You can't see 3 feet in front of you. The big prize isn't on Archie's head. It's Riverdale. They got rid of you guys. They told you to leave. Made you scared. You thought you were running away. They wanted to chase you. They wanted you to leave. It's a big trick. Come on, stupids. They want to get you off the chessboard. It's about claiming the kingdom." So then, finally, B&V gets to talk on the phone. So then we get, they kind of catch up. Oh, well, this, I'm at this terrible place. We're going to bust out of here. So she tells, so then we got Blodge together. And
it's starting to,
it's really growing on me. Yeah, it's really growing on me like a cyst. They're like talking. She tells Cheryl about that, and she's like, "That place is the hell mouth of Riverdale. We have to break her out of there." Moreover, she saw Uncle Claudius there with maple trucks to deliver the drugs. Shades of Legion of Doom, they say.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right out of our...
Did they use the word Legion of Doom in the show?
No.
Yes.
Or was that all...
Oh, they did? I thought we said that.
No. Last season. I'm pretty sure they did.
I didn't know if that was an internet thing that people were just calling them, or if that
maybe it
was
was.
said.
I thought we were the ones that called it.
Let's say we were.
Let's go with that.
We'll take
That's
credit.
the official stance.
We'll take credit.
They've stolen that from us.
I think we made up Hot Dads of Riverdale too. I think.
Yeah. Her father, likened to the apocalypse, may be responsible for the seizures. I think maybe we could ask your mom. This is a word, underused word, because she might be in cahoots with Short Stack. And I pointed that out. That's obviously true. They're in cahoots. Well, then Cheryl says, all she knows is, my vixens have fallen, my TT has fallen.
Oh, how the my TT have fallen.
Oh, the my TT have fallen. That doesn't get it. That almost has to have been on purpose. If my Gorgon-like mother has any knowledge of how or why this is happening, it's going to be syrup to pay. So, back at the Sisters of Quiet Mercy, Princess Barbethline is trying to she's trying to distract the one sister so Betty can shiv Sister Woodhouse.
Yeah.
And they drag her off. Meanwhile, Jug's mom wakes him up. She don't want to talk in front of Archie. She says Peabody had a lot to say. There's a bounty on Archie, but not just him. It's on anyone who's helping him. So, of course, Archie. This is like, I just wanted to puke. Because this is exactly, nothing fuels Archie more than this. And, of course, he's just around the corner listening about, you got to cut him loose. He's like, I'm not just going to ditch Archie, Mom. And he immediately, Archie just appears. You got me this far. I got to do this myself. Save the day. You did more than anyone else would have done. I've put Jellybean in danger. I can't keep doing that. Wherever I go next, I got to do it alone.
So here's where it becomes a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Archie is Rudolph.
Oh.
His bright red hair is giving them away.
He rubs coal on it.
And Hiram is the Bumble.
Oh, shit.
And if he's putting his friends in danger, so he has to go out alone.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I think Hiram's the Bumble, which would have to make Jughead Hermie, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Floppy hair.
Yeah.
Hat.
The hat that never comes off. Yep. That's right.
So I don't know. We don't have a whole lot of
Who's
females. I think he's the elephant with the spots.
Oh,
so
man.
That would make Veronica Clarice. So Betty has to be Yukon Cornelius, the most capable of them all.
You made a list. I was sitting there trying to think. I was like, I can't think this fast. Who's Burl Ives?
Sam the Snowman.
Yeah.
That's got to be...
Normally it would be Jughead because he does the narrating.
Yeah.
It could be...
We'll have to outwit the fiend with our superior intelligence. Douse your hair and run like crazy.
Yep.
Does that make Jug's mom King Moonracer?
Oh, Jughead. Santa has forgotten us here at the junkyard. Yeah, Lugnut's part of the Misfits.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's the choo-choo with square wheels.
So I want to hear all you fans out there. Please help us cast Riverdale as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We need to know who jives up with who.
Yeah, that's good. So they're going to get him to the border. Right?
Which border? Which border?
It doesn't matter.
The border of Toledo and Canada.
Yes, Lake Erie.
Exactly.
It's only going to happen from the inside. So,
which again, Rudolph got on an ice floe and floated across the water.
Yeah.
So he's going over the Great Lakes.
Yep.
Yeah, clearly. So Sister Woodhouse is threatening to strap them to their beds and electroshock the sin out of them. So
never known a Bumble yet would turn down a pork dinner for deer meat. They're eating the cheeks.
Yeah.
It's all coming together.
Oh.
Okay, I'm done.
That is good. I'm glad I pointed out this was a Christmas movie and you brought it home. Oh. So anyway, they're grilling her. Woodhouse says, yeah, Lodge is a believer in our mission. They're like, to torture kids? I don't understand what you're getting out of this. She's like, misbehaving children were brought down here. We scare them with this weird statue that is in every Catholic church. And some of them, the most disturbed ones, create a fantasy realm, a game, and to cope with the fear of the one they named the Gargoyle King. So that's how the game got started.
That's where the game come from.
Yeah, so finally an answer. And they embraced it as a therapeutic tool. Here, play this game.
So,
Scare the shit out of yourself.
Do we like that explanation?
No,
I like that.
awful.
I like that we got an explanation. Like it was like in detail. It wasn't. We don't normally get that, So makes them complacent. It focuses them when they play this game. You know. Well, then how'd the game get out in the real world? Betty's, is like us. She's asking the questions that are like, okay, I need to figure out this hole. Was never meant to leave, obviously. It was an accident. We didn't plan on that. Well, it's too powerful. It's a game born of madness, so it's going to be a problem. People are dying. Ben, Dilton, do I have to bring that up again? Ben and Dilton.
Featherhead.
People have died because of this game. You're going to pay for everything you've done, Betty says with a really stern look.
I kind of like that the sister kind of just owns it. She's not sniveling or explaining. She's like, yeah, here's what we did.
I'm just going to shock the sin out of you. Come on, Ethel, we've got her keys. Let's just leave her here. We're taking the children with us.
How are they going to do that?
All I thought was, before they left, I was like, are you really thinking about this? Like, what are you going to do when you get outside? Anyway.
You just make a trail of fizzle rocks and they'll follow you home.
Back to Blodge. Blodge has Penelope sitting there, and they just dumped
Let's do this again.
a bucket of syrup on.
What does my father have planned for Riverdale?
Speak, or it gets the syrup again.
God, you want to know your father's plans? He's finally going to turn this backwater into something worthwhile. A place where we can all pursue our various enterprises.
This was the reason for this hour to exist.
Yes.
Yeah.
This scene was just enough. Too much. If that's
just enough Riverdale.
I mean, it was so the best line.
Because it took me a second. Like, what are they even doing?
Right.
Yeah.
They go.
Oh, they're waterboarding.
Right. And then they go full Silence of the Lambs. And she picks up a second bucket of syrup and looks at her mom and says, "Speak, or it gets the syrup again." Oh, she's like, "Oh, well, we were just trying to go into business, and Cheryl's like, "Yeah, drug dealing and prostitution."
Unmolested.
What does that mean?
She's talking about drug dealing and prostitution. Aren't you? You lunatic.
And then she calls her, remember what she called her? A ghoul lunatic.
We need specifics.
You're a ghoul ghoul lunatic.
Not a
This is a reach.
Vice City.
Well, how exactly is my father planning on turning Riverdale into Vice City? He's in bed with the mayor, isn't he? That's a good step.
That's for law enforcement, right?
Last time I checked, there's no
I
sheriff.
checked. Riverdale didn't have much of a sheriff.
Details.
Or so help me God, Veronica picks up a bucket of syrup.
Cheap crap.
I'll drown you in this cheap crap. And open the garden doors, says Cheryl, and let the ants in.
And open the garden doors to let the ants in.
So, of course, big surprise, back at Sisters of Quiet Mercy, Betty and Ethel, what's their name? They've sure been working together a lot.
What's Ethel's last name?
Months. What is it? Is that it? Ethel.
Ethel Mertz is on my
No.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're talking to the people. Of course, they don't want to escape. Nobody wants to escape. Why would they want to escape? They get to just... This sounds like a cool place. I mean, they get to play G&G all day. The sisters give them candy. Keep them warm and clean. He's like, whatever. We got to get them out of here. Not to mention...
The girl that spoke all these lines looked like that meme of, like, the excited girl. Not the Irma Gerd girl.
Yeah.
Like, you'll see, like, the memes of crazy girlfriends or whatever. Like, wide-eyed. Like, we love gargoyles.
Yeah. So they got to not only have to get them out of there, they got to get all the gay conversion kids. They said out of the way.
Which good for them for not pretending that didn't happen or that it's
right. There's a whole nother wing for them. They get movies over there. So
What do they hallucinate when they take the candy?
I don't think they get the candy.
They don't even need the candy.
No.
Yeah. So the game is how they cope with terror, right? Well, we'll just make up our own game and give them hope. Give them the opposite of the Gargoyle King.
Yeah.
The Griffin Queen.
Another reason for this hour.
Yeah, that was a great... I was like, oh, the Griffin Queen. That's so good. So...
The Griffin Queen.
Yeah. Sing a song. You wrote a song. That's neat. Go on. Well, Cliff will put music to it.
What's that Gypsy
later.
Queen song?
So they got a lunch pack.
Another song I only know 2 words to.
Good. So she packed them some lunches for the road for Cal and Biff, and in comes Senior Archie.
Yep.
She called their dads, the hot dads of Riverdale.
And here's where you add that F.P. Jones. It'll come in handy more often than not.
Yes, just trust him. So Jughead's getting his bag. He'll be out in a minute. FP sees Jelly Bean. Hey, Jelly Belly. Can I get a hug? And she totally comes up to him and says, can I get a dad?
Can I get a dad?
That was so good. And then walks off, just totally snubbing him. He tells Jug to go warm up the bikes.
How did he get the other bike there?
The back of Fred's truck, we'll say.
Okay. All right.
Oh, good point. Now you got it. Wow, that was a great save because I was.
Or maybe Fred just drove it and they're going to go like side saddle on the way home.
No, Fred had a truck. Right?
Yeah, he had a truck.
Yeah. He's just stuck with the first one. Now you're getting a little fancy. So, back at the Blodge, they go over and talk to the RROTC, who are eating. They're not eating pancakes. I was just checking. They're having hot dogs and soup and burgers and malts. So they needed them to do something. So Cheryl climbs up on the table.
Kevin, cadets. This meal's on the house, but you brutes are helping us out. We need backup right the hell now.
What's going on?
On your feet, soldier boys. We're going to war.
Puts her sequin foot down.
One more reason for this hour.
And says, on your feet, soldier boys. We're going to war.
Okay, I forgot I actually like this.
It was good. And then Barb goes on. Paladins and Hellcasters, Healers and Deadeyes. I forgot Deadeye was an actual class you could take in Griffins and Gargoyles. Your goal is to escape from the Gargoyle King's fortress. A queen to lead you in the night is what you need. Hark! There she be! And out comes Betty, all gargoyled up. Follow me, your Griffin Queen. And she away from this fortress and back to the kingdom of Eldervale. And she throws a gargoyle head out on the floor like I've done 100 times and says, the king is dead. We can't wake the king's demon soldiers though, so shh. Probably shouldn't throw that stone gargoyle head on the floor. Everybody be quiet now.
They didn't hear you chopping the head off of that concrete statue.
So Barb's got the keys. Meet me at the doors to freedom. And they go. And now we got Rudolph putting coal on his nose. And
what's so funny about the way I talk?
He goes out and talks to Donner. And he's like,
she thinks I'm cute.
Jelly Belly does, yeah.
She likes my abs.
So Donner's like, listen, I should go with you.
Fred and FP are Coach Comet and Donner, obviously.
So we could go together, and Archie said, "We'll find a cabin in the woods." Yeah, and they got on a weird tangent here. He's like, "Yeah, I could teach you carpentry like my old man did, living off the land, father and son. hunting, fishing. What are they talking about?
As much as I want to see more Fred on this show, this is not the capacity.
And then he says, I can't change your mind. And I was just like, I can't get you to come back home. He said, I'm like, he is a junior in high school. You can't just say, get in the friggin' truck. We're going home.
And you are the senior.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to take charge, senior.
It's like, no, but you can give me your blessing.
It's going to release him across the border into the wilderness of Michigan.
Right. Right.
They'll never find him there.
Yeah. He's like, well, I was your age when my father passed away. And he was teaching me carpentry, apparently, when he died. But see you soon. And then he opens the door, and who's there? So apparently, not only did they have 2 bikes in the back, but in the cab, we had Senior Archie, Fred, and another special guest, Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So out comes a dog, because what do you want more when you're on the road and you have to fend for yourself and find food than you have to feed a dog?
Another
also
mouth to feed.
A house dog.
I don't think we've seen Vegas since Archie met with the mop in season 2.
He said goodbye to him when he left.
Did we
did give him a rub
for prison
before he went out the door.
Yeah, I mean, not every farmhouse is going to have farmers' daughters and stew to eat, but you might not have enough for the dog.
Right, exactly. Meanwhile, they go back to
Man cannot live by abs alone.
Yes, they go back to the mayor's office, which this was pretty good. She's sitting there, and in comes Kev and Blodge, and Veronica says, consider this a coup de moi. You are hereby relieved of your mayoral duties. Where does she, is this in her jurisdiction as daughter of mayor? Does she have what clout does she have that she can relieve her of her mayoral duties? Those plans you and your husband had with my Dolly Mop mother. Did anybody look up Dolly Mop?
Nope.
Well, guess what I did? And she's talking about Penelope. A Dolly Mop was always a prostitute. These call guys' thingies were called dollies. Yeah, it gets gross when you start thinking about it. Now step away from the phone. She's like, well, you can't really just walk in here and depose me. Besides, you're too late. The order went out 10 minutes ago, and everybody's phones start going off, and everybody's checking them. It's starting. Sirens are wailing. Meanwhile, the kids are breaking out of the Sisters of Quiet Mercy, and that's when Ethel says, wise words, Betty, what are we going to do with all these kids?
Scatter to the woods, everyone.
Right. And Alice.
To the bunker.
To the bunker.
We're gonna stack them up.
Luckily, there's
like 18 kids in there.
Luckily, they're all running towards a station wagon, which is just pulled up, driven by none other than Alice, who jumps out and says, why are you dressed like that? That's weird. It's like, I came to get you out of this place. Well, you're just in time, but it's not just going to be me. We're going to need that whole station wagon. Sirens go up there too, and just like that, in a few frantic moments in a town we'd known all our lives was once again changed. Back at Pops, got Kevin, Moose, and Veronica and Pops. This time things have been changed irrevocably, and we're back.
Have they though?
Oh yeah, this is it. It's all gonna be different now. You got Cheryl and TT in their bed. It's time for them to brace for a terrible impact. And while Archie Andrews headed away from the doomtown of Riverdale, FP and Jughead race towards it because they go towards the danger. For that night was the fruition of a game that had been planned for and played across the years. They get to the sign for the town with Pep with the gargoyle scrapings on it, and there's a sign on top of that that says official quarantine site. You get a couple cops there saying town's under quarantine, governor's orders, and then they whip their guns out and point them at them and make them leave.
I have a theory that those may be the same fake CDC guys.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
They're taking off their blue tarps and
yeah, good call. Good call.
No one will check.
No.
Make a phone call or two.
Yeah. There's happy these guys have heads and hands. Police this place. So, meanwhile, back in the Rams office, Short Stack's on the phone with Governor Dooley. He says, thanks, Governor. Riverdale thanks you. May God have mercy on our souls. Not God, Governor. The King. And then he looks up and there's the Gargoyle King guy in front of the desk. For whatever reason, whoever's in that costume, tall boy. I still say
tall boy.
And that's it.
So
where what?
So ...
So he's got the whole town.
I feel like
what happened? What was that?
Yeah, I feel like I should be
what even was that?
More informed at the end of this episode than I was at the beginning, but somehow I am not.
What were they because of the seizures? Is that what we're saying?
Right. Yeah. Whatever.
There's a crazy outbreak of seizure.
Mm-hmm. Seizure-itis.
Viruses.
They said. Yeah, I don't know. We have no idea. We have no idea what's going on. Yeah, well, because even the mom, because Penelope had her fake seizure, so they're trying to act like, something's.
Yeah, we got a few answers or a few explanations, but it certainly didn't feel like the end of a chapter or whatever. I know mid-season finale, winter finale, that doesn't mean anything,
right?
But you hope to get some kind of closure.
I feel like they got us to a point. The next chapter will start.
So we got a couple weeks to go before the next one.
To
stew in this for a while.
Yeah, we won't even remember what the heck happened. Nah. We'll be like, what happened to Riverdale?
Need a title for the episode.
What you got?
I wrote a few down, but I think it's between the My TT Have Fallen and Weak Sus.
Weak Sus is it. Come on, Weak Sus. That's good.
Oh, all right.
So if you can make do without these for the next couple weeks, we're going to try to have some other fun activities.
I have a great activity.
To fill our time.
I've got a great idea.
Because literally without Riverdale, I don't know what our shows are only 2 hours without Riverdale.
Right.
So I don't know what we would do in the meantime.
So we may have a special guest somewhere along the line.
We hope to have a special guest.
And then we'll get back to some Riverdale in the new year.
New year, new Riverdale.
All right.
So if you've got theories about what the heck happened.
Because we don't know.
We don't know. So hit us with your theories. Hit us with your ship names.
Yeah.
Hit us with your
Rudolph. We need a name for Betty and
Ethel.
Blethel. No, there's no L there. Bethel. Yeah, that's pretty easy. That's too easy.
Too on the nose for us.
Yeah. Blodge is a little more style. So just a little wrong.
That no one would use who's an actual fan of the show.
Yeah.
And a shipper.
That's right. Yeah. All right. Sign us out
so
of here.
we this was the quick episode we were going to do, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was longer than the actual episode of Riverdale.
Thank you once again for sticking with us. But you know what? You know what you got tonight? You got an A+ solid theory I've not seen anywhere online.
Woohoo!
And I think
it's probably wrong.
Much like Westworld, I think we cracked this one way before we were supposed to.
Syrup is behind it all.
So Seth cracked Westworld way early. I think Cliff just cracked Riverdale.
Yeah.
So I got a lot to live up to.
Right. Well, you said you confirmed this was a Christmas show.
Yeah. Yeah. You got that going.
Don't patronize me.
Come on, good job, fella. You named the blodge.
Okay, I won't take credit for that. Hooray! My name is Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. Bye, forevers.
Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com.